they would struggle to deal with him mid-game. Like, yeah, they could lane against him, but they don't really have the catch they need to kill the Brood. So we've seen Broods just be ridiculously farmed at 20 minutes because they can't be killed. But do you need more farming? Maybe. Like, you already have the mag. I think you leave the mag safe lane. I don't think you put mag against OD.
Versus OD, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think...
But what could you get? The Puck is banned. There's Sniper, that's usually the counter. Quop has been banned.
Could you go Lina?
Lina...
Activate.
Okay.
Okay, so it is mag mid.
That's like the complete opposite direction than what I thought they were going to go.
Yeah.
You don't traditionally think of like mag as a buff up anymore because Empower is so weird about that.
This is a curveball from Team Spirit.
Is it a good one? Is it going to hit or is the curveball missing? You're talking about.
It looks like it's a curveball just for the sake of the curveball, honestly.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
Yeah. I think the lineup with the OD looks better. Aetherlands on Shadow Shaman, you can catch that. AM.
Let me rephrase the question because I think you guys are both going to agree that RNG is having the upper hand in this game. But I do want to know what Team Spirit needs to do in order to force out a third.
Don't get me wrong. I think Team Spirit does have a well-rounded lineup.
Better than last game.
Better than
yes,
last
much
game
better
for
draft
sure.
than last game.
And AM can fit this hard carry role versus the OD as well. I'm just worried if OD crushes Magnus on mid. This Magnus mid, I've seen it fail so many times because he's not given enough space to get those two bracers, Echo Saber, and then he starts rotating, you know. And if OD crushes him and AM also loses his lane, you're not going to have space in that jungle to farm him.
My simple explanation is I think RNG is going to win the game. If Anti-Mage has 0 deaths, Team Spirit will win.
Yep.
If he has absolutely 0 deaths.
All right. All eggs in the ILTW basket. I like to win is what it stands for. Let's see if he can actually do what he likes with the Anti-Mage in game number 2. Who's going to take the game? Let's find out with Kyle and Cap.
Who's going to take the game? Indeed, Shiver, it sounds like everybody thinks that RNG is going to take the game. I would imagine the odds are going to be in the favor of RNG. Our analysts were in the favor of RNG. And Kyle, you were seeing like this game is over and you didn't even see the last picks yet. You really liked RNG's draft.
I felt like they were in a position where there was no perfect pick. The AM is a win condition, but you're playing into an OD and a Rasta. This is not a great matchup. You could get farmed enough. You have a mag. It's doable, but I still really like RNG.
Do you agree with Lizard? It was a curveball for the sake of being a curveball. It wasn't necessarily good, but they felt like they needed to do something different.
Well, it's just what other melee carry would you pick, right? That's but that's what I'm thinking. Is just there's really nothing available that looks good. And AM, at least you have a win condition. You have something you can actually get 6 slotted, take the game. You can blink onto the OD and kill him in the duration of a BKB. Want to pull up that once again RNG get Wisp, and they get another excellent combo with it. It's not the same as the Disruptor, but Rasta provides so much control. The Shadow Shaman can just camp a lane, and then boom, there's a reload. You're going to be able to find a kill. And as the panel said, it's tower pushed. Really nice finish to the draft.
Yeah, heroes like AM who want to be able to play solo for most of the game after his laning phase, they want to be able to go out and like aggressively split push and things. Just Shadow Shaman from the trees with an Ether Lens is going to catch him off guard, and then the relocate will provide the damage. And this is, on top of everything else, this is also a strategy that RNG is well practiced with. They're one of the few teams that's still running IO Tiny as an actual support plus carry duo, rather than the 4-position Tiny that is preferred through most of the other regions.
Yep.
Well, we'll see how Team Spirit is able to do for their laning phase. Okay, so I took the assumption when I saw Magnus, I'm a big fan of core Magnus right now. I think safe lane Magnus is just straight up broken. That I thought we were going to see a different mid. From Team Spirit. Unfortunately, because they didn't do that, they don't really have a whole lot of tempo control unless Urgon really goes off.
It definitely is more of like this 2-3. You get a timing with Spirit when you have 3 cores with 3 BKBs. Especially with the Mag Anti-Mage, because you just kill stuff. There's no real hard save, with the exception of the Omni and the OD. So you kind of got to get both of them. And if you don't do that, it's
and then there's the Wisp heals as well.
Yeah,
you have the Mag.
What I meant to say was they actually have a lot of save in September. There's no saving that Piggy Courier. He dies 25 gold each. Is it based on your net worth? I thought it was 45. Is it based on the game time? Or am I just dumb? You don't even know, Kat.
I'll be honest, I have not paid a whole lot of attention to courier mechanics because I feel like paying too much attention to couriers right now is a game loser. It's a nice little pick off when you can get it, like the way that our Shadow Shaman did there in the top lane. But
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
if you as a support focus your strategy of the early game too much on couriers, you will lose. Misha trying to protect ILTW's lane. Maybe they just felt like at the end of the day they wanted to give ILTW the most comfort of comfort, right? He's a classic AM player. He's a classic hard carry. They just wanted to give him the best win condition possible and enable him in so many ways. And they do have Empower to set him off early. They do have heroes like Winter Wyvern that can set him up for a lot of success.
I don't like that play there for Misha. Used a lot of mana just to force a salve onto the Omni, but you already knew he was going to pop it. Now almost out of mana, and the AM's lane's going to get significantly more difficult once this Wyvern's no longer able to spam harass.
Well, maybe since he pushed them back, maybe he can get a pull off, as it looks like for whatever reason the Radiant actually placed the ward on the high ground rather than blocking the pull. So they see the pull happen, but he's still going to be able to get it off.
Look at this mid matchup, man. Oh, Setsu is just once again crushing.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all.
It is OD versus Mag.
Yeah, that is a rough matchup for most melee heroes. Anybody who could be easily imprisoned and then just in turn denied CS.
And this is the thing, September, 77 base damage on that roster. Wyvern's got 48. You cannot do a damn thing to contest these last hits on the pull. Probably part of the reason they left it open.
Yeah.
You just go trade, and you're going to win that exchange.
And on top of that, the courier pickoff that they got, trying to deny regen that flows into ILTW, which is the only way to make this lane work.
So much vision, that new high ground is nuts. And they already had a sentry down, so they would have got the pull open almost certainly anyway.
Feels like that cliff should be shifted down just a little bit downwards so you don't see the lane as well as everything else.
It's so many different choke points you're picking up.
Well, top 3 CS already for Team Spirit, so, RNG. So if you wanted Team Spirit to win the laning phase, it's not looking good.
But again, look at the match. Like, you've got a Rasta and an Omni in one lane, a Tiny in another, and then an OD versus Mag mid. Which lane are you supposed to win? Another courier, and it's got to be, it is time-based.
Yeah. All right, well, they do manage to get those spirits on the 2 of them, plus the Fateful. Nice little burn damage, but easily offset by the heals from Super. That's the problem with this lane. It's a harassment lane until somebody gets a bit too low, and then you go in on them. And sadly, nobody's going to get too low.
No, definitely not. Later on in the game, that tree from Tiny, if Nangrata ever doesn't deal with him, even in split form, he's going to take significant amounts of damage.
All right, well, I feel like there's been a lot of doom and gloom with our cast so far.
Yes.
Last game was pretty rough. Me and BSJ were harping on some things pretty heavily. So let's talk about the bright side. What is Team Spirit? What's the good things about them?
Well, it's just like whenever night falls, Cap, the sun will come up tomorrow. Monet with a little bit of a treat, though, finishes off.
It's easiest to see the light when it's dark out, and it's real dark right now. Is that what it is? 2,000 net worth lead. Misha, as you said, tries to beat them back, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, this is looking rough. The big issue is mid, because the side lanes, it's not great for Spirit, but they're hanging in there. Mid lane, your OD is just running away with the game. And again, that's that hero that'll address the anti-mage. That's your 22 pick as Spirit. That's the hero that's got to carry you throughout the game, and his hard counter is dominating.
He's mine.
Nearly perfect CS. They're also going to grab 3 out of the 4 bounties. A lot of global gold already with the 2 courier kills in addition to that.
The Shadow Shaman's just playing inside the jungle. No cares whatsoever, no threat of retribution. He just forces Urgon out of that jungling area. He goes to the triangle instead.
Yeah, Spirit really need those level 10 tomes. Their supports need 6 to be truly effective, specifically the Rubik. The Brew split as well is going to be big. You got a lot of large cooldowns.
Hey, that's a nice kill.
We'll take those.
Yeah. Bringing down the Omni Knight.
Orb of Venom on LTW? I don't know how he would have got it otherwise.
Yeah, that feels like he kind of had to have in order to chase down an Omni Knight. Toss up in the air. Looks like this could be a kill on Nangrata until the telekinesis tossed back over. Does stun Super as well. They do have the tree toss.
On that?
And the tree's not going to be enough, so Nangrata will survive, but he's probably going to be forced back to the base.
No Orb of Venom. I'm really not sure how he got that kill up there with no orb. But either way, LTW very much helped out by that slay. I'm a little concerned by Spirit's ability to hang on. Yeah, they just walked him down. All right.
Looks like he got caught in a bad position. Maybe he popped Soul Ring and got his mana burn before he could get off Purification.
Sounds
That's
about
a
right.
killer. I've had that happen many times.
I'm sure you have, Cat.
46 to 17. Setsu destroying that mid lane.
Yep.
And how do you try and take advantage of such an early one laning phase? You just still go for the Aghanim Scepter nice and early?
I think so. I mean, I was just kind of bonkers, right? There's no reason to get anything else. And Team Spirit, like, they just need a higher degree of execution to win this game. You've got so many large cooldowns, right? No ultimate, with the exception of Rubik's, on a short CD. And you've got to coordinate around the Bruise Split and the Mag RP. Because if you use one of those, you no longer want to take a team fight. And it gets really tricky, especially against the RNG lineup. We have multiple methods of counter initiation and combo breaking. Yeah, you RP, but oh, we reload that guy out. Now what are you supposed to do? Oh, I got to split off, but no one's here anymore. You know, it's very easy to get turned around on.
Okay, there's our first RP of the game, trying to bring down Fly, and he is going to have all his mana burned out, so he's going to be chased down eventually. Misha taking the kill. That's probably not what either of the cores had in mind there, but a kill's a kill.
No such thing as kill stealing.
No, not even when a hero is 100% dead and you've blown a lot of abilities to kill him.
Oh!
And your cores need a lot of help.
Sorry. S tier, tier 1 item picked up by Setsu, the mango tree.
Especially when you are already winning the game and the enemy team is unlikely to be able to invade your jungle in the first place. That build up of both vision and just drops hammer immediately onto the Rubik. He's going to die as he comes back to the imprisonment, so that is a guaranteed kill. Nicely read, but Non-Grana is trying to get some vengeance here. He's going to be chased down September.
Astral?
And Astral is going to be able to save him. He needed to be able to chain another tornado, and will be able to get it eventually. September is going to fall, but now Non-Grana has overcommitted, perhaps. Now he's stuck behind the tier 1 tower. No TP, but no punishment from RNG.
Just so much farm still going in the way of this tiny down bottom. He's going to have drums complete, along with the treads.
Dude, RNG has been on point when it comes to the vision game. They've read every single war that Team Spirit has placed out.
It's just so hard. When you're outmatched in lanes, it's difficult to place wards without the enemy side knowing what's up. I mean, Monet, I love this max tree, Tiny. It feels like no matter what Ice Frog does to the hero, he's always something you can first to in a variety of different ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're the support, you're maxing combo. Other times you've seen the offlane. Now back to that hard carry, Tiny style. With the Wisp, too. It's really just not something we see that often since the change to the tree in the first place, when you had to pick it up.
Look at that boy. He clean. And hopefully with this farm that he's going to pick up, he will be able to start taking some towers. Because that is one thing, right? RNG, they can play this game slow for sure, but they do want to take some early towers. They want to limit some of the jungle that Team Spirit's team can definitely very efficiently utilize between having both a mag and an Animage on the same lineup.
It's just the Tiny's actually a great match against the AM as well. You can't counterspell the toss, and you can see how much physical damage Monet pops out. They don't even need September, although he was leading.
Fly. Mana completely burned out. They do have the OD running his way in. Can he actually get the imprisonment to be able to save Fly? He's almost there. No RP. And now the imprisonment turned around as ILTW is going to be forced away, especially with the relocate coming out. RNG, can they actually save Setsu here? Monet coming out, laying out the damage. The Avalanche slowing down to the right clicks onto Setsu, and Setsu's actually going to be fine. Turns around, imprisons up the Mag. He's probably not going to die to the imprisonment, but he'll die to the last couple of shots needed from Monet.
And once again, RNG just utilizing this IO so well. It's every time you try and find kills as Spirit. Happened in the first game too. All of a sudden, the entire team RNG shows up.
Okay, well, Setsu is low, and now there is no IO around, so maybe they can't actually bring down Setsu. Tossing the Tiny up in the air. Please tell me they're going to be able to chain stun him. Oh, Super comes back. Now the heals come in, and all of a sudden Team Spirit realizes this is disaster. ILTW is going to be able to blink away. He will not. He gets tossed instead. Non-Grana comes back to a total massacre. Misha, don't even try and call the brace. Don't try and do anything. Just get out. Non-Grata should be dying here. Immersion actually showing up. Friends, I think you just need to leave. Okay, gets the courier with the tree toss.
Skeet shooting on casual. Jeez, man, they're just all over the place. As you said, you're like, oh, Wisp isn't here, guys, we got this. But he has a TP, and you think you've got an opportunity to make plays, and in reality, there's still 4 RNG heroes up top. At bottom lane, September's going to get a tower just dropping the wards casually.
I mean, their damage is so slow.
8K gold.
Yeah. Their damage is so slow, right? They have this situation where they toss one core up in the air, and they're trying to lock down the other.
Yeah.
And they can't do anything to this OD because they have a Mag who's not online yet, an AM who's not online yet, and 2 supports that did not feel good about their laning phase.
They don't do any damage either.
Yeah.
There's no real lockdown. You've got team fight, but you've got no tools to just continuously find kills in fights like RNG, where you've got all these, I'll call them cheap abilities, low cooldown, low cost. An Astral, that'll set up a kill. A tossback, that's a kill. Rasta finds someone, it's just so easy for them to take a little advantage, eke it out, and if you're still trying to fight them as Spirit, you're going to lose bonus heroes.
And with this kind of lead, especially with an Omni Knight helping them out, giving an extra bonus strength, Monet can very easily chop down some towers and start limiting the map control of Team Spirit, where again, we need more time for this Magnus and this AM to come online.
So far, the Asian region's looking excellent at the minor. Geek Fam dominating in the first series. Thus far, RNG looking like they're going to complete the same.
Going into this tournament, did you expect Geek Fam to come out with such a strong start?
I thought they were at the very least in like the middle of the pack. I didn't think they'd be eliminated looking at the group's overall strength. And it's similar, you can even see it in a way like with the bans, right? RNG, they banned Timbersaw, they banned Shen, they banned Lone Druid.
Lone Druid,
Not really like S-tier first 2 heroes, but ones that allow Team Spirit to play in their comfort zone. Whereas Spirit, they banned just flavor of the month heroes, Treant, Doom, Drow. But RNG don't care. They've still got a variety of different overall, like just compositions that make each player not just comfortable in the role, but like it all looks good together. You see the natural way they're going to win games. There's no weaknesses the same way we can look at Spirit's draft and find...
they got someone's shackles onto Immersion. Setsu trying to get close enough to get an imprisonment off, but Immersion will be fine and walks away with a shackle steal. Can that change anything? It feels like he needs a big nuke.
This is just, look, you have Omni up top shoving by himself. You smoke towards him with relocate ready from bottom. So immediately, even though RNG was just 5 seconds ago playing 3 lanes, they're about ready to 5-man top tier 2, hopefully with a fight included and wards to go down.
Well, they're going to rotate back over to mid as Team Spirit did show themselves a little bit here, and somebody's going to get caught. It's going to be Immersion. Hexed and imprisoned. Maybe you're just going to chain imprisons here, build up some stacks, or you'll just quickly, here we go. That's what I love about Eu-VODs. When you get these pickoffs, man, you have an Aghanim Scepter, just be sure to stack it up. Why not?
It's just so smooth. Because they were playing bottom, look at this bot wave. There's no way for Spirit to get any breathing room. They can't even hit that tier 1 yet. They're losing tier 2 mid. RNG do a great job. They didn't use reload either. They just double TP mid with this Tiny. And you're going to get a tier 2 for a tier 1, maybe even able to go into the base if they keep 4 bot.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh my god.
Yes, that is the nerf to Tiny, by the way. He does a lot less desolate damage to these towers than he used to, and he still chops them down.
They've been nerfing Tiny since 2011. He's still a problem.
Apparently about this hero's toolkit is pretty strong, and Monet's just not slowing down. He says, God damn it, Team Spirit, you gotta fight us. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep going. And Team Spirit obviously feel very bad about their team fight right now. Feel like they can't take the team fight, and they're just gonna let a melee racks fall. All right. No Brewmaster ults, no RPs.
You did get an Impclaw, though, on the Animage, so that's just a free 2,000 gold item, no problem. Oh, they get the reload.
Oh, September.
If they coordinated it a little bit better, that would have been a kill. You just had to reload right on top of them, and now you're probably going to lose your Wisp. Unless RNG, they want to fight this. It's tough, though. All team fight ults up.
They are going to be able to get super with the tether. Then Winter's Curse holding him in place immediately. Even though it wasn't really needed, he pops the ultimate. Now Setsu still full HP. Does manage to get the 2-man RP here. Can ILTW burn a lot of this mana to be able to get off a good ultimate? Unfortunately, Setsu still pretty healthy. Turns around, drops the hammer. Sure enough, that is going to be... Well, the turnaround from the Rubik helps. Not really at all. It doesn't help a tiny little bit because Team Spirit has still lost the fight without really killing anybody important. All they got was that IO.
Well, this has been a fun series.
Dude, you know, like, Fly over here, he's like, this game's over. He went for the 100 purification AoE instead of the 90 GPM. He's saying this game isn't going to last long enough to make use of 90 GPM.
He's like a 22-year-old American, Cap. There's no reason to worry about your social security. You're not going to need it. And by that, I mean you're not going to get it. Because R&D, they're going to close this one out with time to spare. It's 16 and a half minutes, and they're on tier 4s, and like you can't even defend this. You can't fight.
Pretty much everyone was talking about it. Everyone was thinking it. How is Team Spirit going to be able to fight RNG, especially if they are at all behind in this game? In the first 20 minutes, and RNG really proven that they just can't. Going straight for the throne, forcing Team Spirit in one last bitter defense here. But Nangrata already dying, and by back, he's left out from the imprisonment. They can't even get close to these heroes in time. Winter's Curse going to go down on Setsu. Nene is actually laying damage into him, so Setsu's going to get a little low until he gets healed up by the back, and now he's all fine, well and good. He turns around, finishes off Nangrata. Die back for him. Thumb up. Version also dead, and hey, backdoor protection is online.
Hey, no, Anti-Mage, he cut mid.
Good job.
This could be what they need to get back into this, Cap.
Oh, well, can they actually take the team fight while the heroes are gone? It's a 3 versus 3 inside the base, but unfortunately Ergon has been abandoned by his supports, and now they call it.
Royal never give up. Victory.